Hi there, we are group number 3, and today we will explore the translation strategies in the book of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, with the source text in English and the target text Spanish. But what are translation strategies? A translation strategy is defined as a high-level plan or structured set of steps to overcome a specific textual, linguistic, or cultural problem during the translation process. Here we are examining direct translation, borrowing, transposition, modulation, adaptation, and calquing. First of all, we have transposition or recategorization. This is the process of replacing one class or type of word in the source text with another type of word in the target text. This without changing the meaning. An example found in chapter 12 is, and we took a swim now and then, and y de vez en cuando nos echamos a nadar. Why this is transposition? Because in the original text in English, we have auxiliary verb plus noun, to take a swim, where swim is a noun. And in the target text, we have verb plus infinitive, echamos a nadar, where nadar is a verb. So here we can clearly see a grammatical shift. But what about borrowing?
So let's talk about the borrowing. Borrowing is when the translator keeps a word from the original language without translating it. So the word is used exactly the same in the target text as in the source text. A good example is the word wigwam. In a phrase, uh, Jim made a floor for the wigwam in English, and in Spanish, Jim preparó el suelo para el wigwam. The translator doesn't look for another word. Instead, the text also used the word wigwam. Uh, this shows borrowing because the term comes from the Native American culture, and there is not simple Spanish equivalent. Keeping the original word helps maintain the cultural meaning of the story.
So another translation strategy is adaptation, also known as cultural substitution or cultural equivalence. It's a translation procedure where the translator replaces a cultural element from source text with a corresponding element in target text. The primary goal of this is to achieve an equivalent effect on the target text reader, even though the literal referent is different. So the examples that we have here, we have source text that is in English and target text that is in Spanish. And the first example is, he allowed $1 a day for it. The next example is, calculó que valía aproximadamente 5 pesos diarios. In many contexts, adapting dollar to a more familiar local currency, such as peso or euro in other contexts, help the reader quickly perceive the value without having to stop. The other example is, played a little game of craps, and the next one is, jugamos a los dados. While craps is a specific dice game, adapting it simply to dados is a generalization that preserves the action and the object at the same time. Now moving on with modulation.
Another translation strategy we have is modulation. It's referred when the translator changes the point of view, the perspective, or the way the idea is expressed. While keeping the original meaning, it helps the text sound more natural and idiomatic in the target language. We have some examples. Source text, you don't know about me without you have read a book by the name of the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. En the target text, no sabrás quién soy si no has leído un libro llamado Las aventuras de Tom Sawyer. Why is this modulation? The original use a negative construction without you have read. En español esto suena natural. Se cambia una condición positiva si no has leído. The logic point of view changed the sound more natural in Spanish.
Now I'll explain the translation strategy called calc. Calc is a literary word-for-word translation that keeps the structure of the imagery of the original language, even if the expression sounds less natural in the target language. For my example, I use a sentence from chapter 41. The source text in English is "When I wakened, the sun was high in the sky." And the target text in Spanish translation is "Cuando me desperté, el sol ya estaba bien alto." So this is a calque because the translator keeps the English image high in the sky. The meaning is clear, but the Spanish phrase bien alto follows the English structure instead of more natural expression.
Okay, finally, direct translation, which means the translating word by word from one language to another. For example, the widow Douglas, she took me for her son and allowed she will civilize me. La viuda Douglas, ella me tomó por su hijo y permitió que ella me civilizaría. So, direct means that you will translate exactly what the words say without changing the structure, without changing the grammar process, even though the sentence sounds like weird or it doesn't make sense or something like that, but it doesn't matter because have to be in the same word without changing the structure. So thanks for watching us and